morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning news on AUT. Today is 24 February, Tuesday, 2026. Coming up with the headlines, I am Samira Franklin. In tackle hooliganisms, CID boss gives Sobas headmaster 24 hours to produce students involved. National Teaching Council dismisses reports of licensure fee increase. Kotoka International Airport, now Accra International Airport, Transport Ministry. Rent advance exceeding 6 months in a crime. Rent Commissioner warns landlords. News in details. The Director General of the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service, Lydia Nyakodonko, has given the headmaster of Swedro School of Businesses, Justice Kojo Frimpong, 24 hours to produce the students involved in the incident that took place at Aguna Swedro. If somebody has worn your school uniform to create such a scene or to conduct himself in such a manner, attacking a fellowship human being, it is giving your school a bad name as a school. You should be concerned to find out who did that and hand them over to the police. So I am giving you 24 hours to produce the students who attacked the boys. 24 students, your 24 hours starts now, she said during a meeting with the headmaster on February 23rd. She said, as a law enforcement agency, we have options that we use to arrest suspects. But because this is a school environment, we do not want to use one of these means. That is why I'm giving you, as school authorities, that task to produce them. And if you fail to produce them, the means by which law enforcement agencies fish out suspects, we are going to adopt them. Because what we are seeing is not fact of indiscipline by students. It is a criminal act which is clearly spelled out in our Criminal Offences Act. I don't want to storm the school with my men, she stressed. The visit to the school by COP Donko forms part of the police service's investigations to a violent incident at Agune Swedro in the central region that marred the district schools athletics games on Thursday, February 19, 2026. A confrontation between students from two participating schools reportedly degenerated into a disorder, disputing what was intended to showcase sporting talent and camaraderie. Eyewitness said tensions escalated between students of Boachary Senior High Technical School and Swedro School of Businesses, widely known as SUBAS, culminating in a physical clash. A student from Obuachiri SHS was allegedly attacked by a group of students in the course of the disturbances, where the victim was reportedly struck with sticks and spelled with stones before some bystanders came to his rescue to restore calm. There are since been videos of the foul development circulating on social media, capturing scenes of confusion, with a crowd gathered around the injured students as the altercations unfolded. He was subsequently conveyed to a healthy facility of the medical attention. The Ghana Police Service, in a statement posted on its official Facebook page on Monday, February 23, 2026, confirmed the incident, saying it had taken notice of the footage that has gone viral since. The Ghana Police Service has cited a viral video in which a group of people are seen spelling stones at a student. Investigations into the incident are ongoing and further developments will be communicated in due course. The services strongly condemns the violence and assures the public that all precipitators will be identified and brought to justice. The statement indicated. The police have since assured the public that those found culpable will face the full rigors of the law as efforts continue to establish the precise circumstances that led to the confrontation. The incident has sparked concern among residents and education stakeholders in the country, with calls for enhanced security and stricter supervisions at inter-school sporting activities to prevent a recurrence. Authority says further updates will be provided as investigations progress.
I'm mentioning now that I'm giving you 24 hours to produce the people in that shirt. That is your shirt they are wearing. So if somebody is wearing your shirt, that's why I wanted to start by saying, are you confirming that is your shirt or your uniform? Somebody has worn your uniform to create such a scene or to conduct himself in such a manner. It is giving your school a bad name. So I'm sure you are concerned that that is your school shirt. That's because I wanted you to confirm that is your school shirt. So if that is your school shirt and somebody has worn it and is attacking a fellow human being in such a manner, as a school, you should be concerned to find out who are the people behind that shirt wearing it. Not so, to hand them over to the police. So I am mentioning now that I am giving you 24 hours to produce the people in that shirt who attacked the boy. In 24 hours starts now. Because as law enforcement, when incidents of this nature occur, and we have to investigate, we have to arrest, we have a number of ways in which we can make that arrest. But because this is a school environment, we are not going to adopt one of those means. That is why I'm giving you as school authorities that task to produce them. And if you fail to produce them, the means by which law enforcement employs to fish out suspects, we are going to adopt it. But because this is a school environment and other innocent students who were not part of the sports or were not part of that assault, because what we are seeing, it is not an act of indiscipline by students. It is a criminal act, which is clearly spelled out in our Criminal Offences Act. You understand? So if we are going to arrest people based on offences that are committed under the Criminal Offences Act, the police will not do what I've asked you to do to produce them. We will adopt means by which other people who are not concerned might be found wanting in it. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So I don't want to storm this school with my name, because if I was going to do it, everybody would be affected. So I'm giving you that opportunity in 24 hours to produce the people in your shirt. Hand them over to the police, or else you will come here.
The National Teaching Council (NTC) has dismissed reports claiming it has increased the registration fee for its licensure examination for the recent candidate beyond 400 Ghana cedis. According to the council, the fee remains 400 cedis with no recent increments, contrary to claims circulating in sections of the media. The NTC has also denied reports suggesting that it has cancelled the licensure examination. Speaking at a news conference in Ghana on February 23rd, Chairman of the Council, Mr. Emmanuel Kwame Aveluvi, described the report as inaccurate and misleading. He stated that the last adjustment of the licensure examination fee was done in 2023 and insisted that no further increment has been made since then. The last time the licensure fees were increased was in 2023, and for 4 years there was not been any increment in the fees. And even the board of the NTC has not considered increasing the fees, he said. Mr. Alovi further clarified that the first cohort of trainee teachers who start for the examination in October 2025 but were unsuccessful are expected to resit the exam in March. He also disclosed that the council has sought approval from the Minister of Education, Haruna Idriso, to formally design March each year as the period of resit examination. The students that were denied, we have sought permission from the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, to allow us to schedule the month of March every year for those who failed the licential examination to resit the papers, Mr. Alovi said. According to the NTC chairman, a formal proposal has already been submitted to the Education Minister for consideration. The National Teaching Council maintains that it remains committed to fairness, transparency, and accessibility in the conduct of Ghana's teacher license examination. The Ministry of Transport has changed the name of Ghana's main international airport to Accra International Airport. This is contained in a press release dated February 23rd. The ministry hereby informs the general public that the government of Ghana has officially reverted the name of the Kotoka International Airport to its original name, Accra International Airport, the statement announced. It explained that the facility was originally known as Accra International Airport before its redesignation. The government has considered it appropriate to restore the airport to its former and international recognized name. This change will not affect airport operations, safety standards, or international travel arrangements notable within the records of the International Civil Aviation Organization. The airport code has remained ACC. The statement added, implementation of the renaming will involve the systematic update of the official documentations, statutory instruments where necessary, airports signed, digital platforms, aviation publications, and related communication materials. The ministry urged stakeholders to welcome the change. The general public, stakeholders, and international partners are kindly requested to report and support the culprits with the relevant authorities to ensure a smooth, seamless transition. The ministry appreciates the continued cooperation of all stakeholders, it said. On February 3rd, government through the Transport Ministry proposed a new bill to rename Kotoka International Airport as Accra International Airport. Majority Leader Mahama Ayarga at a press conference confirmed that the ministry will soon present a bill to Parliament for the airport to be renamed. We are changing the name of the airport from Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport, so it will be brought by the Minister of Transport for the name of the change from Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. So the Accra International Airport will be soon come, he said. The name change comes after 59 years. Ghana's primary aviation hub was named Kotoka International Airport. Public debates resurfaced last year over the name of the Kotoka International Airport, with renewed calls from sections of the public, civil society groups, and commentators of the facility to be renamed. Advocates of the proposed change argued that naming Ghana's main international airport after the Lieutenant General Emmanuel Kwasi Kotoka, a key figure in the 1996 coup d'etat, does not reflect the country's democratic values and constitutional history. They contend that national momentums and infrastructure should honor figures associated with democracy, unity, and constitutional governance. The Kotoka International Airport serves millions of passengers annually, acting as a major gateway to the country. A notorious carjacking syndicate linked to multiple murders in the Ashanti region and western regions has been dismantled by the police. A group known as the Duku Syndicate is responsible for the robbery of the Toyota Hilux pickup and murder of the owner, Eric Amankwa, father-in-law of Gold Board CEO Sami Jamfi. The syndicate also murdered the driver of the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers and made away with his Toyota Hilux pickup. Members of the gang were arrested at separate locations across the Ashanti region following sustained intelligence-led police operations. Police say the suspects were preparing to embark on another robbery operation today, February 23, 2026, but were intercepted and arrested before they could strike. IGP Yohonu said.
For this afternoon's press briefing, as I've always assured the good people of Ghana, my team and I remain committed to ensuring that we make life uncomfortable for criminal elements in the country. As a result, no matter how far they run or how much they hide, we will continue to pursue them, to dismantle their activities and bring them to justice. On the 10th of February 2026, I received the unfortunate news of a robbery incident that occurred at Ohim Tigo Junction, where one person was shot and his Toyota Hilux vehicle snatched from him. We soon learned of the identity of the victim, Mr. Andrews Amakwa, who sadly passed on at the hospital where he had been sent for medical attention. I'm happy to announce that we have arrested 4 suspects, including 3 members of the gang that was responsible for the attack. A 4th suspect, believed to be the gang leader, died from gunshot wounds sustained during the operation. As we always do when such cases reported, I immediately constituted a team comprising the Ashanti Regional Commander, the Regional Intelligence Team, the Anti-Robbery Unit, and the Cyber Vetting Team of the CID headquarters to immediately commence investigation. Upon following several leads during the course of our investigation, we had our first breakthrough on the 18th February 2026 with the arrest of suspect.
On the same story, investigations further revealed that stolen vehicles were sold to a buyer in Paga in the Upper East region. Preliminary findings also suggest the syndicate had collaborators within the Driver and Vehicle License Authority, who alleged supplied them with forged vehicle registration numbers and plates. Ashanti Regional Police Commander DCOP Ose Akoto Atta says investigations are ongoing to arrest all individuals connected to the criminal network. The acting rent commissioner, Frederick Opoku, has announced that a nationwide rent card system will be launched on March 1st. He said the card will be mandatory for both landlords and tenants to obtain one. According to Mr. Opoku, the initiative is grounded in Section 20 of the Rent Article as an amended under PNDC Law 136 Section 5. He explained that the law requires landlords to issue tenants a formal rent card containing essential details including the names of both parties, emergency contact information, the agreed rent, and any subsequent changes. Speaking on Onuya FM's on February 23rd, he cautioned that any landlord who increases rent without the involvement or approval of the rent control department will be committing a criminal offense, further warning against the illegal practice of demanding excessive rent advances from tenants. Landlords are required by law to provide a valid reason for any rent increase they implement. We are forming a rent task force alongside rent inspectors. We refuse to stand by and allow the issues related to rent to worsen. No individual in this country is entitled to request an advance exceeding 6 months. It is a crime and we will come for you, Mr. Opoku stated. Mr. Opoku noted that rent increments are often justified when landlords undertake substantial improvements to their properties. However, he emphasized that increases are unjustifiable when essential structural defects remains unresolved. Increasing rental prices often indicates that the landlord has made improvements to the building's facilities. However, it is unreasonable to raise rent when essential issues, such as a leaking roofing, remain unresolved and there are no convenient amenities available, he added. The reintroduction of the rent card forms as part of budget efforts by the Rent Control Department to regulate Ghana's rental housing sector, promote transparency, and protect both tenants and landlords under existing housing laws. President John Mahama has declared smuggling, counterfeiting, and rebagging of inferior products as acts of economic sabotage, warning that this administration will treat such practices as serious economic crimes. He announced intensified budget enforcement operations aimed at curbing illicit trade activities.
Smuggling under declaration, counterfeit goods, and rebagging of inferior products are not minor infractions. They constitute economic sabotage. To stem this tide and protect our fledgling manufacturing sector, we will intensify coordinated border enforcement, treat trade infractions as economic crimes, dismiss and prosecute public officers found culpable, deploy technology-driven customs surveillance solutions, and rigorously enforce product standards. This government is determined to protect Ghanaian enterprises so they can thrive and grow. Industrialization requires secure land tenure and protection of agricultural resources. In this regard, we will accelerate litigation-free industrial land banks, reform land tenure to support commercial contract farming, strengthen action against illegal mining and sand winning, expand irrigation systems, and invest in...
This brings us to the end of the morning news on AUTV. Headline recaps. Interco-hooliganism, CID boss gives Ubah's headmaster 24 hours to produce students involved. National Teaching Council dismissed report of licensure fee increments. Kotoka International Airport, now Accra International Airport. Rent advance exceeding 6 months in a crime. Rent commissioner warns landlord. I am Samira Franklin. Good morning.